Here we go. Well, happy Monday, everybody. It's the 23rd of February. We're in our final week of the second month of 2026. It's flown by. Did you feel like January lasted 74 days?
Yes.
And we're in the 23rd day of February, and it's like we just clicked our fingers and it's almost done. But we have until Saturday night to make magic happen, depending on what you've got going on in your world. So we have been doing the Boss Babes series. And so we're actually on our last fabulous guest speaker. And so it's about a 16-minute video. Hi, Phyllis. And we're going to do a little bit of note taking and takeaways from it. It's Julia Mundy Garner. She's fabulous. We love her. And so we're going to kind of saddle up and get ready for that here. And Trish, make sure you let me know that the screen gets expanded when I get there, okay?
Got it.
Okay, thanks. And I'll mute.
Already begun. Next half, best half, baby. Right.
Oh, here we go.
Hello, beautiful and brilliant Mary Kay consultants. We are so excited you're here. We've already begun. Next half, best half, baby, right? We are already in that final 6 months of our seminar year. And I know you are ready for it, right? It is our theme in our national area this year. My name is National Sales Director Julia Mundy Garner, and I'm so honored to be with you today, to be sharing from my heart and just praying by the power of the Holy Spirit that you receive exactly what you need to take your next consistent several steps of faith towards creating it. Because it is time for you to shine. It is time. And I'm so excited to be part of this with you. You know, my first pace setters was taught by one of Rena's first line sales directors, the impeccable and amazing Judy Statz. And we were required to be at her studio in person, dressed professionally, no later than 5 a.m., knowing that most of us would be then heading out to work from there. Can you imagine? Are you so excited that you are on a virtual Boss Babes Pace Setters instead of that? We graduated eventually to an 8 a.m. Saturday morning in-person Pace Setter. And the requirements were just as stringent because you see, for those who choose to move with God, He is never delayed. He is never wondering what he should do next, what you should do next. And that's a higher calling than someone who just wants to play in some Mary Kay, right? So I'm so excited that you and I get to have this conversation about it, because truly, again, it is your time. So as I was thinking about just remembering that Pace Setters experience. So it was the only one I'd ever known growing up in Mary Kay. And it required a lot of me. I will tell you, I think over all of the years of Pace Setters that I ever attended, I only graduated from one. I got kicked out from not getting to do my homework and having it turned in on time and having done enough of it. So I hope that you will embrace that IPA sheet that is part of this program, or if your national has one, that tracking, that consistency. Everybody can be tempted to want to put our head in the sand and hope nobody notices. But if you think about the ostrich and how cute she is, when she sticks her head in the sand, y'all, her cute little fluffy butt is still sitting up in the air for everybody to see. So we got to keep that in mind when we try to put our head in the sand. It is time to own it and take ownership of it, knowing our numbers, tracking it. What we know is what? A tracked number grows. Well, I want you to know that I might have been voted the least likely to succeed. I was so resistant in the beginning. I'm so grateful that my sales director was so patient and kind and filled with grace. Deb Miller, mwah, forever and ever, amen. Thank you for loving me and never settling for what I kept telling you was all I was capable of. How blessed and highly favored are we to have leaders who refuse to accept the limitations we seem so committed to sticking to, right? Let it be the season where we free ourselves from those shackles of limitations that no one has placed on us but ourselves, and walk fully into our calling for this season of it. It is time. So I want you to know that when I did sign my Mary Kay Beauty agreement, I asked 2 questions. I said, I just want to make sure I never have to have a party and I never have to have a team member. And the amazing Jim Miller's like, actually, both are true. You never have to do either. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and book 8 and hold 5 in your first 2 weeks of those parties. Then we'll never do one again. But it's really important you do that in the beginning so that your confidence muscle is super strong in both the products and your people skills. And I, in my naivete, said, oh, okay. Okay. Well, I want to be confident in the product and I have no confidence in my people skills. So this is a great plan. So I actually booked 9 and held 9. You better believe I became the queen of coaching. If anyone agreed to be my hostess, my coaching of them was, remember all those parties you've ever held that I came to and bought something from? It doesn't matter to me if you're excited about my Mary Kay. The answer is yes. Would Tuesday or Thursday be better for you? I just need a few faces to practice on. So it was not the company's very professional script for us to use, but it got the job done, sugar. My first party was a 0. You're welcome. You can truly start at the bottom. And the great news about it is there's only one place to go, and that's up. From there, though, in the course of that next 2 weeks, I sold over $2,000. Again, proof that it's not where you start, but where you finish. And also the fact that when you have a great attitude, you literally can do everything wrong with the right attitude, like Mary Kay taught us, and it will all work out right if we have that pure heart. So I seemed committed to my no recruiting goal. And I held a facial where I sold almost $500. She bought the entire roll-up bag. And she said to me as I was packing up, we'd gone up to the car together. I'd filled her roll-up bag, given it to her, made sure she understood, remembered, what she was doing first, second, third, etc. And she said, I think I'd like to go ahead and do it. And I said, awesome. Do what? Had not shared the opportunity, of course, with my commitment to having no team members. And she said, I think I want to do what you do. And I go, oh, what I do? Like the Mary Kay thing? And she said, yes. And I go, oh, I don't know about that. Like, if you want to come to the meeting on Monday, it's really far from here. But if you want to come, my director can tell you all about it and you can make that decision. Y'all, I dropped her like a hot potato. Now, I did make sure she knew where she was going, and she did meet me at the meeting, and she did sign up, and she became a qualified team member. But clearly it was not because I was so fabulous at convincing anyone or even talking about the opportunity. From there, of course, though, Deb Miller said, I know you didn't want any, but you have one, and if you just get 2 more, you'd know what to wear to the meeting every week. You'd have your red jacket, your white blouse, and your black skirt. And I was like, I'm in. If I just don't have to try to decide what skirt or dress I'm going to wear, that will provide so many solutions for me. Y'all, sometimes the reasons we do things aren't the reasons we, quote, should do them, right? Just the next step. But God knows and works with us anyways. Again, thank goodness for grace. So I began on a quest of, let me just see if anyone else might want to become a Mary Kay girl. And sure enough, several months later, that did happen. But I want to tell you about something that happened in between, because it's so appropriate for our topic today. I attended at that same woman, the amazing Judy Stats, first line to Rena Tarbett herself, a workshop in the back of their home in like a beautiful barn dominium type thing that she had as a training center. And she had brought in several other Tarbett sales directors to teach different classes. So I was proudly in the senior consultant class. And I was sitting on the front row so that I'd be sure to pay attention. And I had my notes all ready. And I remember because I was not feeling confident that day. I wasn't sure that I was even supposed to be in this class. My team member had already kind of done some wishy-washy situations. But I was an obedient girl, so I was in the class. front row. And my teacher, Target sales director, Kathy Davis, looked me in the eye in front of like 30 other women and said, Julia, it is time for you to become a red jacket, to step into that. And y'all, I burst into tears. I felt so singled out. I'm sure she meant it as an affirmation, but I was mortified. Anybody else, an introvert in our screen time here together that can relate? And I was and she's like, oh my gosh, Julia, no, I mean it in the most positive way. And I looked at her, and it was one of the first times that without me pre-thinking about it, it just came out of me. It came out of me. And I said in front of all those women to Kathy, I want it to be true. But how do you know that I'm supposed to be a red jacket? I'm not leading well, myself or my one team member. I can't, there's no evidence that I see that that's the path that I should be taking. But I would love it if that was the truth, that God wanted me to be in that position. And y'all, I'll never forget, she lowered her notebook that she was about to teach from, and she leaned over the podium and she said, that right there is why I know it is time. And she got tears in her eyes. I'm getting emotional just telling you. And she said, it is not for the chosen few. It is for the few who choose. And your heart is crying out to you to choose it. Let's move you up into red this month. And y'all, a peace came over me. I decided I would doubt my own doubts and believe in the belief that others had in me. And I would step at least into that part of my calling. It's interesting because I said we had a flip chart back in the day, and there was a picture of a red Grand Am in it. And I would always say at every facial or party, I would say, now, this is the first free car you can earn the use of with Mary Kay, and that's one of my goals. I said it for months and months, a couple of years. I said it. No one ever asked me about it. And finally, someone said, well, how do you do that in the middle of a party? And I again said, do what? And they said, earn the use of the free car. And I was like, let me get back to you on that. So it became clear to me that even though my sales director talked about it at every meeting, I had no clue. I was affirming something I didn't even know the information about. It was time for me to become a little more educated about what the career path could offer me. So I had a phone call with the amazing Deb, and she informed me. And so I decided at that moment, sometimes we make these vows to ourselves. And I made a vow that as soon as I recruited my first star consultant, I would know it was time for me to earn the use of a free car. Well, several more months went by. The air conditioner went out in my car. My spouse decided that instead of fixing it, it would be so motivational for me to just earn a free Mary Kay one, which irritated the fire out of me. So I didn't know if really I was working to earn a free car to prove him right or wrong, but I was mad, and that was providing the fuel that I needed, right? And so lo and behold, I did what Rena Tarbert told me to do. I had a date book filled for the day I got home from seminar, as well as that first week that I'd be back. And on that party that I held the day after I returned home, the hostess said to me, I think I want to do it with you. And I said, it, like the Mary Kay thing? And she said, yes. And since I've helped you fill all these orders at your car for my big party, I want to do it like you do it and get product. So what size do you think I should get for my inventory? So we went over, because I was prepared. Be prepared before opportunity knocks, right? We went over the inventory brochure. She came in as a star. That's what she chose. We wrote on pencil and eraser and calculator. We did her order right then. She went and got a money order, handed it to me, and I drove it to distribution. And as I did, I thought, well, I've been saying it. As soon as I recruit a star, I will go on target for my car. And so I called Deb and I said, I know we don't have a whole lot of the month left, but Shelly just came in as a star consultant. So I need to go ahead and get on target for my car this month. I had quick conversations with my other 3, did a couple of parties for 2 of them, recruited another one, and away we went. Y'all, sometimes it really makes a difference what we decide we're going to do once something happens. What have you been waiting for? What did you make an agreement with yourself about that you've been waiting for something to happen instead of just grabbing it by the tails? You know, God says that we have authority over so many things, but I found as women, what we want authority or control over are the things He says for us not to. What if this new year we decided we're going to take authority over it? Meaning all the things He has said we can have authority over: our attitude, our belief, doubting our doubts, spending time in our vision book, in our affirmations, making sure the top 5 people we're hanging around with are the cream of the crop, the best that there is, those that call us out and cause us to rise higher. Are you feeling any fear at this moment? Are you thinking, gosh, Jules, this is a lot. Like, you're speaking to me, but I'm feeling a little anxious. What if you're not feeling fear because you're afraid of doing it? What if that anxiety is simply a sign that God is inviting you higher, deeper into intimacy with Him, higher into a belief level of leading yourself well with Him, so that He can fill you to capacity, perhaps expand your capacity so that you can receive His provision? What if it is all about that? What if it is all about you acknowledging any fear or anxiety and then saying, the Lord God has given me authority over it, fear. And so therefore, I choose to lay you down and pick up that shield of faith, that belt of truth, and take my feet ready and willing to share the good news of this amazing Mary Kay opportunity far and wide to all I know, believing that as I do it, God Himself will provide for me and my needs. What if that was the decision we decided to make at this particular time? I believe it is your time to shine. I believe Mary Kay has been waiting for a leader just like you. So will you accept the challenge? Will you move from just emotionalizing and envisioning to actually speaking out, decreeing and declaring that this is the day the Lord has made? This is the season that He has appointed and anointed me to step into my calling. It is time for me to be the woman He created me to be, so that other women will rise to their full potential as well. I believe you are the women that will do it and bring millions more with you. Godspeed as you chase your God-given vision. Mwah. Love you big. Hello, beautiful and
Wow. Danny's trying to unmute. So,
I am. I'm there. Okay, friends. Didn't you feel
Wow.
like she was talking to you?
yeah.
Yes. I love her.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So doesn't she give you hope? I feel
Definitely.
like she is just, well, I think she's just beautiful, but I think that the stuff that she talks about, it kind of is like, oh my gosh, she's a real person who went through real, doubt and, oh my gosh, all the things. So give me some takeaways, friends. Terry, I'm going to start with you because you're who I'm looking at on my screen.
Okay, I had to unmute. Yeah, I got a lot out of it, and now I have to read my notes. I like the be prepared before the opportunity knocks.
Yes. I like that.
Mm-hmm. That's one of
I
mine.
like that. That's a good one. Lisa, what about you, hon?
Just trying to use my computer mouse to unmute my phone.
It's okay. I do that. I've touched my computer screen. It's like, wait a minute, I can't.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Out of the gate, she said, for those who choose to move with God, your next step is never a question. or it was something very close to that. But-
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
I love that. Very nice. Mary Jo, what about you?
One thing I wrote down is when she's talking about the book 8 to hold 5 was telling them illustrating that you're building your confidence muscles.
Mm-hmm.
Being
I think that's
vulnerable
brilliant.
enough to say that we're all not perfect at this. We all got to step at a time work at it.
Yeah, I love that. I love the building your confidence muscle. So good. Sue, what about you, beautiful?
Okay. I loved her enthusiasm and everything else, and just how everything just kind of happened, or they came to her and asked her. And it's true that, your enthusiasm is so contagious, and then people just want to be in your space and do what you're doing. And she just did everything that she was told to do, and things just happened, and she took God as her partner. And I think I just love how everything just came together for her. And I also love that she said, God said that we have so much authority over things like, our attitude and our belief and our affirmations. And she listed a bunch of things, and I thought that was great. And it's true.
That's perfect. Yeah, I love it. Love that. Phyllis, what about you, hon?
Wow. First of all, I love her. She is just amazing. I just had something and I lost it. Oh, first of all, hanging around the right people.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. And where this was kind of funny, but when her Pacesetter class, she only graduated the one Pacesetter class, but yet she went back. She just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
And then she booked in 9 parties, and then her first one was a 0, but she kept going.
Mm-hmm.
So I really love that. And choosing to move with God and just all that, because that is that's the guidance, and it helps tremendously. It was just all amazing. It's just all amazing.
Yeah. I just love that she kept using it.
Yes,
it. I thought
Yeah.
that was really great. Yeah, I did. That was like my favorite. I was like, ooh, she's going back to the it. And not like an ew, it. The good kind. Trish, what about you, friend?
Well, I loved how she was so real. I mean, every single thing. Like your first party was a 0. Most of us did not have a 0 for our first party, but she kept going. I mean, that was a testimony to her willingness to be a good student and all that. But I just thought the visual that she gave us of that ostrich sticking your head in the sand, your butt's still sticking up. So that just made me laugh, and laugh is good, right? So yeah.
Yeah. And I love you want to do what?
What? And I think we forget, Dan, that confidence is a muscle, and it's just like anything else. And so if we're just practicing, even physicians are called practicing physicians. Like, we just could have that mindset of practicing. I think it would make us all a little more, willing to try and to be willing
to put
to
ourselves out there.
Be willing, like, let's just go mess up a lot this week and see what happens, right? Like, let's
do it. Yeah, you guys, the number of times that I get done with doing something and somebody's watching me, and usually it's like the grumpy girl with her arms folded, that she's sitting there watching me going, I could so do that better than her. And it's okay, because I'm having a good time. So it doesn't really matter, right? I just think it's so important to just, some people were at the fall event that we did, but it's, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Do it anyway. And I love that she was afraid, and she did what she was asked to do. And I think that's really, really great. So, I just love that whole series of Boss Babiness. It was just great. Loved it. It was great. And I think the second or third year that they've done it, But just I thought every speaker was great, and I feel like they were just talking to me. So I'm pretty sure they were talking to you guys too, but I felt like she was talking to me. But hey, let's hit some of our fun stuff here. Are you guys seeing a great picture of me and Trish?
Yep.
We're pretty cute there. Yeah. Some Terry girl took that picture. So
Yeah.
but hey, I wanted to remind you, we are wrapping up the Star Consultant Q3. Can you believe it already? And for consistency, if you are a 4-quarter star, you get the 5th quarter star prize. So make sure that it's the Dune London collection. So make sure that you are tracking it. If you are on target, if you're not, it's okay, because you can cheer on those that wrap it up and kind of just keep your goal in sight for being a 3rd quarter star, because there's always going to be something great coming up for you.
Oh.
And I know that we know spring products are out. And oh my goodness, the Hydration Hero is there. And if you have your moisture renewing gel masks, those can become product giveaways immediately, right? And those can be write-offs, and get people onto the hydration on the hydrating cream mask. Okay. It's very, very nice and not sticky. I'm a fan. Okay. And just don't forget that's available. After sun replenishing gel, get yourselves stocked up on that before they're gone. Because we know that by the time sun is out and the heat is up and people need it, we're already out of stock, right? It happens every year. So get your after sun on before you think it's time. Because even though the East Coast is the East Coast is crazy with snow, there's still sun happening over here. Okay. I hope Sue's safe where she is right now.
You're very funny. Very funny.
I know. You guys are getting slammed. I know. So, oh gosh, look at this slide. This is fun. You've got the cherry red, the rose noir, and the lilac love of our limited edition lip glosses. They're beautiful. Again, when they're limited edition, when they're gone, they're gone. And the cute little bundle here of the white tea and citrus hand cream with the lip balm as your little citrus and shea bundle. That's something you could really promote because it's green, like for St. Patrick's Day or pre-selling, cute Mother's Day gifts or administrative professional gifts or teacher appreciation week gifts, nurses gifts, all that stuff. All the gifts. That's a good, cute little set there, under 30. Don't forget you've got your deep glow and medium glow on your illuminating bronzers, also limited edition. So make sure you take advantage of that. I used medium glow as my highlighter / base today on my eyes.
Looks
so you can
nice.
put it everywhere. You don't have to just put it on your cheeks. There you go. And then we want to make sure you guys are taking care of your e-commerce fund, getting your My Shop hooked up, and all that good stuff. We want to make sure that that's all done, because if your My Shop is activated and already ready and raring to go, you're going to get career conference recognition. And we want to make sure we talk about that. But we also want to make sure that you are getting on here to your MK Confident, and getting all your modules done so that you can get recognized. Not only, I think it'll actually be the recognition at seminar, but you want to get all of these done, because if you've done them before, they've probably updated some of them so that you can go through and try them out, because we want to make sure that you check out the promoting your online shop and Golden Rule customer service MK Confident modules specifically. But if it's been a minute since you've done any of them or all of them, check it out and see where you are. Okay. The Mary Kay Global Bingo Challenge. Some of you guys have been cranking these out like little hawks throughout the month, and you're going to get all 16 tasks done. If you do that, you can go ahead and get that turned in. And you visit the Mary Kay Facebook group for more challenge inspiration if you need it. But we're in week 8, I believe, this week, right?
Something
So
like that.
there's
Yeah, I can't believe it.
tasks there. Yeah, I can't believe it. It like flew by. But I know a lot of you guys, I've seen like your social media posts. I know you guys are cranking through these, so I'm very proud of you. Now, upcoming events. These are important. Career Conference recognition. If you get your My Shop activated and you go to Career Conference, you're going to get the cool lanyard that is going to hold on your Reco badge. So that's going to be super awesome. So it just makes you have your online shop, including your Mary Kay Stripe account, activated by Saturday, and you have to register and attend Career Conference. Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. Career Conference, you have until Saturday to register. Also, I think Linda's going to Anaheim. I know I'm going to Anaheim, and Trish is deciding between Anaheim or virtual, because you do have that option. But we want to make sure that you are plugging in. It's a quarterly event. There's always a fall event that either a national or top directors put together. Then there's leadership in January. And then for consultants, there's always some kind of January event that's available. And then we have Career Conference that the company puts on. And then, of course, seminar in the summer. So those quarterly events are there on purpose. And if you are wondering, should I go to Career Conference? Should I not go to Career Conference? I'm going to tell you, my first company event after, I'm thinking to myself, I went to Career Conference my first event was seminar in 2009, after I was a consultant for 5 years. Don't wait that long.
You
and I went
together.
We did. Mary Jo and I were in Hall A and snacking together the whole day, all week long. And so you've got, I did a seminar, but then the next company event was Career Conference. And I was a senior consultant at seminar. And 9 months later, I was what they called the future director bunch. I was not quite the DIQ yet, but almost. And earning our first car with my team. So a lot can happen in a very short period of time. And that Career Conference I thought was so great, because my mind was ready to receive even more information, because I was in the big girl class and I had been in the consultant classes at seminar, and I was able to be in red jacket classes for Career Conference. And that's really, I think, where a lot of cool things happen, and it starts to kind of, ignite your fire even bigger. So Trish, do you have anything you'd like to add about why they should go to Career Conference besides the fact that they would get to hang out with me?
Well, number one, you'd get to hang out with Danny, I'm sure, if you're going to Anaheim. Sue, I don't know where you would be going, but magic happens at Career Conference because it's a short trip. You're not committing like all the days it takes to go to seminar. It's a short trip. But I will tell you guys, from having to miss some company events with my health and and my husband's health and all this stuff going on, but you need it for your soul. You need it for the girlfriend time. You need it for a breath of different air. You need it to treat yourself to lunch, magnificent lunch one day. You need it to just have a road trip. You need it to kind of reset yourself. And Mary Kay was so smart about that. Like, she knew that we were going to all need those things to kind of regroup, reset, have a break from your family, or be around your family of choice, which is your Mary Kay friends. So my decision in waiting a virtual or going is only based on what we're trying to figure out for my husband. So I would absolutely always choose to go in person if I could. And this is a short one this time, the way they've scheduled it. So you don't have to take 4 days to go unless you want a vacation out of it. So and who doesn't want to go to the land of Disney? I mean,
Right. Exactly. I just think, everybody wants to go. Oh, look at that. It's another picture. You want to go. There's national sales directors. There's fun people.
And sometimes when you're at Career Conference, it's a smaller event. It really feels like someone could be talking to you. And a lot of times we get to hear people that we don't normally get to hear in our seminar, because it's our seminar and it's not, I'm not in Diamond, Danny's not in Sapphire. So it's sometimes you get to hear somebody totally different, and it's just the voice that you needed to hear to have something click.
For sure. And you guys, it's so weird how it happens. It's like you're sitting there and all of a sudden it might be something that you've heard 17,000 times from your director. And all of a sudden a different voice says it, and the clouds part and the angels sing, and you're like, what? What is happening here? So definitely invest in yourself and invest in your business to go to Career Conference. And then this Thursday, if you are local to us, we have our Glow Bar pop-up over at the fabulous IKEA restaurant on the west side of town. And Trish, I'm going to let you talk about this a little bit, if that's okay with you. That slide is available for you guys to share or use yourself. And now I'm going to shut up and let Trish talk.
Well, I just want to say, you know, everything that we do in Mary Kay is like a work in progress, right? So we had our third session there, and each time has been better and in different ways. So this last Thursday, I just want to tell you like a little recap. It was the night that it was raining. Honestly, I thought I would be sitting there eating my little piece of dessert I treat myself to by myself, but I was not by myself. Terry was there. Phyllis was there. We have a new adorable by the name of Sandy, who, by the way, looks like a national sales director walking in the room, right? And she's only been in the business a year and a half. And it was so much fun to get to know her for the second time that I met her. We met at the line to go in the bathroom. And it was at like a spiritual event we were at. And I used to go to the church where it was held, and we were in line. And she shared later that she had been praying for a local director that she could connect with, because hers is in Florida and the time change and stuff. And I was standing in line behind her. Of course, I didn't know that. And I just commented, she said something about the line. And I said, oh, I just love that the company that I'm with, when we go to like an event like this, they convert all the men's restrooms to women's, and they put ferns in the urinals and all those things. And I laughed about it. And she's like, what division are you in? And I'm like, well, that's an odd question, because I didn't say Mary Kay. But she just knew. She knew that she knew, and it was Mary Kay. And so now we'll probably be besties forever. But she was there, and Terry was there, Phyllis was there, and Phyllis had a guest, which that was really just made it great, right? And it worked out that Phyllis's guest was the kind of person that was not intimidated by all the consultants and her. She was a really nice gal. Did she sign up, Phyllis?
No, but I've been keeping in touch with her, and I did send her the link for the agreement, and she hasn't texted me back yet. So I might give her a call tonight.
She'll either buy some stuff, or she'll be on Phyllis's team. And you know, one thing I learned, because every week we learn something. What I learned this week is it was awesome that Terry had her starter kit bag with her, because she loved the roll-up bag, but to see that starter kit bag in person really made a difference. So and we're doing great by using the roll-up bag as not only our centerpiece, but we did the Skin Analyzer app, you guys. So what we do at this event is we just started doing this way. When the guests get there, we do the Skin Analyzer app. And we all did it together this time, which was fun. We do the Skin Analyzer app, and then depending on which skincare set they need, that's what we're going to do. And when we have more guests, we'll, split the people apart. So we did Repair with her, which was fun, because Terry hadn't really tried that. She got to try it too. And we do the skincare set, and then we do a contrasting CC cream on the back of the hand that they did everything on. And then we do the same contrasting CC cream on the hand that they did nothing on. And you guys, when they look at it, they're just in awe. We don't have to sell anything, because between the Skin Analyzer app and they see all these wrinkles, they're like, what the heck? And then they see the difference on their own hands. We don't really have to do any selling. We just this is what the company suggests, but you don't need all of it. I learned that from Danny. It's going to show you the kitchen sink, but you don't need all of that. We'll help you. Our job is to help you decipher what's best for you and to really be a consultant. I mean, it feels good to really be a consultant and consult them, that they don't have to get every single thing in the beginning. And I think that gives them confidence and trust in you, that you're not going to just give them a bunch of stuff that they're not ready for. And so it's a quick event. We did a little marketing. She was ready to sign up. Don't know why she didn't yet, but and we did all in 1 hour, you guys. So if you want to join us, great. If not, do something like that, someplace that you can get in for free, and just, we're not taking over their restaurant. We're very subtle how we do it and very professional, and they have not given us any grief at all. So I think that says a lot.
And I think right now people are very much wanting, fast, right? They want the people connection. And it's kind of like, it's not like we're tricking into the people connection, but, I felt like for me, and I know some of you, we've talked about this, COVID did a number on people. But we got to quit blaming COVID. It's been 6 years now. And so we can kind of sit there and say, okay, you know what, we miss being around people, but we don't want to get off the couch and go outside. We don't want people in our house. We don't want to go to somebody's house. Like a third, a neutral location is kind of, it's pretty great. And, whether it's a coffee shop that you do it at or a salon that you're able to do, I know that Linda's got a great place on Tuesdays that she does locally that looks really lovely. We have lucked out with the IKEA idea. Last week we had 9 guests. And each week, like Trish said, it's just such a great work in progress. And so, it kind of segues into, what are we giving them? What are we expecting of our consultants? What are we expecting of the guests? And I think it's really fun to make sure that the guests know they don't have to buy anything. On the flip side, if they want to, we'll have, we have it there to sell, or we'll have it there to bring to them, the next day or what have you. But one of the things that I purchased from my friend, or as a suggestion from our friend Brooke Bennett Young, who's a top director in Michigan, instead of earrings and things like that for what's their free gift for coming, if you ask them on their pre-profile what their favorite color is, they can pick one of these keychains. Aren't they adorable?
Every guest has loved it, Dan. It kind of surprises me, but they've all loved them.
It's crazy. So I these
50 cents or whatever.
3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago, I got my first batch. I think I'm on batch like 4 or 5 now, because there's a lot in the container that you buy from Amazon. And I remember Zoe, my youngest, came down the stairs. She's getting ready to go back to school for a rehearsal. She goes, "What are these?" Because I had just taken them out of the vacuum seal. They were flopped in a bowl, and she grabbed a dark green one right away. Grabbed it, and it's now on her keychain. It's hilarious. But everybody that we've shown these to, it's like, and if for some reason you don't have their favorite color, I have not had one person complain. They don't care. I'm like, okay, find your favorite color in there, and if for some reason I don't have it, pick your second favorite color. It'll be okay. And they come out of there as happy little campers. That's their free gift for coming. Guess how much this cost me? 50 cents to get their butt in a seat. 50 cents. Okay. I used to worry about all kinds of things, but simplicity. It's like, what's easy to travel with? What do you don't want to look a carpetbagger, right? You want to be duplicatable. You want to have, be simple. So Trish and I had this big brainstorm about like, what are the events that are short that will get them still like social interaction, that serotonin that women need, right? We need that. And give them some interaction and get them exposure to the product. And we both agreed that the Sofa Social idea with the back of the hand is the fastest way to do it. No matter how big or small. We love the Skin Analyzer app. I truly believe it's one of the most underutilized tools that we have, because in the beginning, it was kind of rough and people just didn't bother to go back to it.
I told them we did that beta testing on the curb outside, like sideways.
It was hysterical. The first time we tried it, we were the beta testers, and all we did was just laugh, because it was like, it's not going to give me a reading, because it's like my bangs were like in the way. It was terrible, but it's so much better now. Yeah, it's really good. And so, that appointment of the Skin Analyzer app, now you've got a repair table and a Miracle Set table. Great. You're off to the races. And as consultants, your job is to be like little cheerleader educators to each other, because as we have new people coming, that's kind of like our job is, Trish and I are going to be there, like running the class, right? That was my favorite part about not being a director, was I would bring guests and I would make money while I took notes. And we always said, you earn while you learn. And it was like, oh, this is the greatest. And then the minute I got in my red jacket, it was like, oh, Danny can teach a skincare class. And I felt like Mikey on Life Cereal. Give it to Danny. She'll teach it. So then I was like, okay, if I'm going to teach it, I better make sure I got guests here, or else it's like a waste of my time. And that became the mantra from there on through, especially through DIQ. But really, our job, just so that the consultants are able to get the most out of the instruction, is you guys are kind of like the ninjas that are just note taking. Even if it's the 17th time you've heard it, right? Do note taking. Okay. When the guests are there, we want them to be completely focused on their hand and on what Trish and I are doing with them. And it's because if they get distracted, we can lose them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just so important, especially if you're an introvert, it's super easy, right? Because you just hang out and watch and go, okay, this is great. If you're an extrovert, then you got to kind of, and I am an extrovert, so I kind of have to make sure I zip it. And because it's that whole, like, if I'm going to close the guest, do you remember how we close the guest?
Mm-hmm.
We ask them their closing questions, and we get to the end, and it's like, what would you like to take home with you? And then it's the longest 30 seconds ever because they're trying to decide what they want to take home. And if you open your mouth, what happens?
You take it home.
Right. Yeah. You take it home, and we don't want you to take it home. We want them to take it home. So we have, I'm so excited about it because when they do their follow-up appointment, the follow-up appointments are going to be super short too. They could do another one of those that we just talked about that they just did, or they can do color theory, which is figuring out what season they are with lipsticks, which is about a half an hour. If there's a lot of people, it'll be a little bit longer, but a half an hour. And we give them directions on what they would need to do for that appointment. What's the other ones? I can't read. Oh, the masking, because it's
Masking
March Madness
Mania.
next month. Masking Mania for March Madness. And then
Next level retinol.
Next level retinol. So basically it's your clinical solutions line. I did that with a customer today, you guys. She is a repair customer and she's not ready to make the plunge all the way into clinical solutions yet, but she definitely asked lots of questions and was like, ooh, okay, that's something I'm going to add on because her birthday's in May. So I think that's going to be her next purchase. But you guys, could you get excited about going to someone's house and selling $417 and taking the money?
Danny did that today.
I did it in 45 minutes.
That's
and I sat and visited with her.
The power of the Skin Analyzer app, the power of doing it on their hand first, even if they don't get it right then. We know the fortunes in the follow-up. And we don't know people's situations. It might have been like the day before payday. I know Kim, Phyllis's guest, had mentioned she'd been doing all this other stuff. And so they might not have it then. But if you do the follow-up and remember that most people in regular sales, we're so lucky, Mary Kay, because our numbers are way better. But in most like salesy things, it takes like the 5th or the 7th attempt. And before I knew those numbers, I would give up like on number 2. I'm like, well, they don't want it. I'm not calling them back again.
Oh, wait, here. I've got the stat. Hold on.
It's amazing. And how many times have people followed up with us? I'm like, please, I can't do it today, but please ask me next time. Or I can't come to your thing, but please ask me next time. Yes.
There you go. This is your stat. I love this stat. 48% never follow up. 25% make the second attempt and stop. And really, 80% of your sales are coming from the 5th to 12th contact. And I think it's just important that you track what it is, who you're calling and all that good stuff. Okay. And really, when you're coming up with expenses, like, let's pretend you're looking at Career Conference and you're like, okay, so Career Conference is about, what was it, 185? Something like that?
I didn't even really look down.
$8 million? Who knows how much Career Conference is?
Who knows the price?
Like 150? Let's pretend it's 150. Thank you, Lisa. 135. Okay. So 135. Okay. So 135. And then you got some hotel. So let's pretend it's a $300 hotel room. You're going to split amongst some peeps. So that's going to be another 75. So 135 and 75 is 210. Okay. Then you're going to split some gas. And that'll probably be like another $20. So 230. And then you're going to have to eat some food. So let's just say, and I'm rounding hard because we don't eat that much. Let's say 300.
Yeah.
Okay. $300 by Career Conference that you need in your spendable income. Okay. So you would want to sell how much?
600 to 700.
600.
Yeah, 6 to 7. Yeah, 600 to make the flat 50. If you're wanting to, do the 60-40 split, so you've got some extra business expenses to take care of there, you'd probably be looking at closer to 800. But I want you to take 800 now. 800, when you look at that number, how can that split?
How many days?
That
Yeah.
how many days could you get 800 together? It could be one killer party. It could be a couple parties. It could be 4 parties. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of it just depends on what you have time for between now and the end of the week. As far as the registration is the hardest part, right? Once you've paid the registration, you're committed, you're going to go. Then you still have 2 to 3 weeks to get the other half done. So you don't need 300 right now. You need 135 by Saturday. So 135, now you're looking at using to sell $300 by Saturday. And could you do that with some back of the hand action either on Thursday night, if you're local, or any other day of the week? I joke around a lot about just walking up to random people and, say, can I just borrow you? Can I just borrow you? But, you know a lot of people. All of us know a lot of people. If we only know 4 people, that's all it takes.
That's true.
All it takes is 4 people to get the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be something like Julia Monday Garner saying, I've got to get my confidence muscle developed. Will you help me? I need to get my confidence muscle developed hard by Saturday. Will you help me? I just think that's just so like, oh my gosh, why wouldn't I help you? And it also, I loved her thing about, these people also sold other things over the years or had her come to their parties and stuff. And it's like, yeah, you betcha. I use that a lot of times. Yeah. It's like, I hosted a Pampered Chef party. Why aren't you, come on,
Come on.
or
Yeah.
whatever the party. So,
But you guys, I've done that back of the hand, literally in a restroom of a girl's
yes.
office. I mean, you can, if you put that miracle set and you took even just a miracle set, if you didn't have repair as a demo, okay, fine. But if you just took the repairs or even just the miracle set and just took that one and we cut our little washcloths in quarters, then that works so good. And I know that each of us could do at least 5 people before Friday or before Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I know we could just put it in a roll-up bag and carry it with you. And I used to do this with baskets. You could do it with your roll-up bag. If you have to go to the store, you take it in the store and you say, well, I can't leave this in the car. It's too windy. That's what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
When I had all my baskets, I'd say, when I would go in offices, I'm like, well, I can't leave this in the car. It's too windy. And it just made people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, what is it? And if you carry that roll-up bag, I'm going to challenge us all to do that. Carry a roll-up bag one day this week with you wherever you go, whether it's to work, to school, to wherever. Your pickleball game. I don't know what y'all are doing nowadays, but you just took it with you and you put a little bow on it so it looked like a gift. And you just took it with you. You wouldn't even have to talk to anybody. Somebody would talk to you because as women, we're nosy. Something's cute like that. What the heck it is. And in fact, Kim, Phyllis's guest, the whole time she was eyeballing that bag. But we didn't know till the end how bad she wanted that roll-up bag. Like she wanted looking online for one like that. So I dare you guys to do it. And if you do it, shoot me a message and tell me something good that happened out of it.
Oh, I love that. I think you guys should take a picture of you in action.
Yes.
Like Where's Waldo or like Flat Stanley. Have you guys ever seen those Flat Stanley pictures where they take them to the various places and they take the pictures? Mm-hmm. You should have you like where in the world is Lisa Montgomery O'Connor? Well, she's standing outside Smith's and she's walking in with her roll-up bag.
I did Flat Stanley for my niece one year.
Oh my gosh,
Danny,
totally. Yes, darling.
I have a quick question on the second appointment options, just rewinding here for a second. Yeah. I missed the first, I have Mask Mania, Next Level Retinol, something about, what was the color?
Color theory is where we
take. Theory, okay.
It's just the lipstick test where they have no clothes on. That's not right. They have a white shirt on. No makeup on. There we go. Danny needs to use her words. And the idea is I have eye makeup remover handy to take the lipstick off in between. And we have them do 4 different lipstick colors and get the consensus of everybody at the table to decide which color looks the best on them. And once that's decided, that kind of narrows down what season they are. So whether they're
Okay.
a fall, or I was lied to my whole life. I was told I was an autumn. Nope, not true.
And the fourth one, Lisa, is just the same thing that we did on Thursday. We just called it the pop-up bar with skin analysis. And they can do that same thing that, that's the fourth booking option. But all those are quick appointments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll find, you just give them the choices. Here's your choices. Do you want to do the same thing that we just did, or do you want to do something? And none of them are overly long, because I am convinced, even if everybody's having a good time, that if it runs too long, you're going to really have a difficult time getting follow-up bookings.
You'll have a difficult time closing even down, because people want to go. So if
people need to leave,
and
attention spans are much shorter than they once used to be.
Yes,
exactly.
You need to work with that in mind. So if you planned your party, like the thing we do at IKEA, it starts at 6:45. Like people can come early if they want to mingle, great. But we start at 6:45 and we are done by 7:45. And we were done a little bit earlier this week.
Yeah.
And then people can mingle all they want and chit chat, and they've done it every single week. But our part, we have to stay on that timeline. And if somebody's gonna okay, when we're done, you can go over there and work with your consultant, but that part's done. So in their mind, we're done. But closing with their consultant or going to talk a little bit about marketing or the business, that's like a different thing. So they're not going, oh, I got to get out of here. And even that week we had the 9, we all left before some of them did. They were out in the parking lot.
Yeah, they're at the parking lot still chatting. Yeah.
And they, they made new friends and all that. So, but really work to get your time down, because if you're there 2 hours, you won't sell as much as if you can wrap it up in 45 and then do follow-ups as you need to.
And it's not about rushing either, because I think there's a lot of times, okay, I am known for being really hardcore about being on time, right? Everybody knows.
I appreciate
and
that.
I'm pretty hard. I thank you. And I'm pretty well known for if I say it's ending at 7:30, then it's ending at 7:30, right? And that doesn't mean that I'm going crazy speaking like, the fastest talking man on the planet, right? John Machida, who was in the Guinness Book of World Records a long time ago for that. Anyway, trivial knowledge for all of you right there. You just come to a meeting and now you know a little extra something. But what it is simplifying the information, because less is more. Because you can be really emphatic at the beginning. We're not going to be talking about all 300 products we have in the line. We're keeping it just with this. And that's the beauty of what we provide. We provide the opportunity for various follow-up appointments, and you'll get to pick which one you get to have later tonight. Done. And then that way you're keeping it very focused. Like in a clinical solutions retinol appointment, you're talking about like 8 products, which is kind of like a skincare class, right? You're talking about the retinol, the wrinkle limiter, the boosters, and the barrier. So that's 8, right? I can't count.
Sure, that's good enough math for me, Dan.
Sure, it's good enough math right now. And they don't even have to put anything on. You could maybe have them put a little bit of the moisture the barrier 113 on and let them feel it. But it's not something they even have to touch. You can just have little bottles in front of you or talk about what each one does. I think a lot of times we get caught up in well, how would I do this? I used to sit there and have to look up an outline for how to do a pedicure party. And I felt like it had to be done exactly the way someone else had done it. And I had to do my skincare class exactly the way someone else had done it. And basically, we do it the same as everybody else does it. It's put this on, take this off. How does your skin feel? What do you want to take home? That's a party. And we need to stop overthinking it. Because when we overthink it, we get paralyzed and we get confused, and that confused mind does nothing.
And the best thing, Dan, is, and you guys, it's taken me 30-something years to acknowledge and remind myself of this every single day, is the best consultant that we can be is who we are. I'm not Danny. Danny's not me. but together we make a pretty powerful team. But it's because we're different. And you don't have to do these same parties. We're just giving you ideas, and you can make color theory whatever you wanted. If you didn't like that idea, you can just say, "Oh, color theory is whatever I want to make it," and they won't know the difference. And you just, the more you are yourself. We all need each other for the different things that we bring to the table. We were all the same. It would be so boring. It would be so boring. So
It's true.
Can I share something, Danny?
Sure.
Over the last year, I was very reticent whether or not I wanted to join TikTok. And Mary Kay says, "Here, you need to do this." And I thought, "No, I don't want to. I don't want to." And I thought, okay, finally, I'll just going to check it out and look at things. And so over the past year, I've looked at different influencers and the products that they like, and and these are just plain everyday Joe girls, and they're saying, "Here's my favorite this." And most of the time, they're not putting it on their face. They're not putting it on anybody else's face. They're just saying, "I like this." And then the next video says, "Hey, you guys sold it out. I'm not going to share it anymore because I can't find it in the store anymore." Just by somebody saying, "This is my favorite."
Yeah, I love it. You guys, it's all about building that confidence muscle. So I've got your challenge for this week is to, selfie with the travel roll up out and about, right? That's it. And set a goal for you, to be able to register for career conference. If you get that done, when you get that done, take a screenshot and send it to us so we know you did it. I'll be super excited. And then I've got a couple quotes for you. This first one here is by Jack Nicklaus, who is, famous golfer. "Confidence is the most important single factor in this game. And no matter how great your natural talent, there is only one way to obtain and sustain it: work." And then, we have fun work. Then Thomas Edison. "If we all did the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves." So, my friends, I want you to astound yourself and go out there and have $1 million week. Okie dokie smokies. Woo! All right, you guys. Go on, have a great end to February.
Thank you, Danny. Thanks for inviting us, Danny.
Oh, you are so welcome, you guys. It was great to have you on with us.
Bye, guys.
Night.
Bye.